welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing an almost full face first impressions of a bunch of stuff that I picked up in the most recent Sephora VIB sale, the spring sale. I think there's just a handful of things that won't be new. Like I didn't pick up a new highlighter or blush or well, I did pick up a new mascara, but I don't want to open it yet. So I think it's just those three things for the most part. Maybe like a couple things here and there, but I have a lot of new stuff that I'm really excited to dip into. This is a first impressions, so don't take this as my final review. There's a lot of things that could go wrong in first impressions, and you don't really get a full good grasp on how you feel about something until after a few uses. So first impressions, take it for what it is. Also, I wanted to mention real fast that something was brought to my attention during my haul, well, after I posted my haul video, that I had completely forgotten about. I do my best to only purchase cruelty-free items, and last year there was a brand that was moved to a lot of gray area lists. That brand is Charlotte Tilbury. So I had completely forgotten about this, and so I did pick up a few. Actually, I picked up 3 total items from Charlotte Tilbury. After it was brought to my attention, I did go look on Logical Harmony's website, who is my go-to person for cruelty-free items, and she still has them listed as cruelty-free, but there are a lot of other sites that have moved Charlotte Tilbury to their gray area brand. The reason for this is because although Charlotte Tilbury only sells their makeup online in certain Chinese markets, they do have some testers in stores for consumers to use. So there's been some debate about what that means, and for a lot of people, gray area brands are a no-go. For me, it's kind of case by case. There's a lot of changes happening in the Chinese market and the Chinese government in terms of cruelty-free statuses in a good way. So hopefully things will be changing soon, but for my cruelty-free beauty lovers out there, I just wanted to make that very clear that they are kind of they are a gray area brand for most people right now. So if those are brands that you stay away from, I wanted to give you that heads up since I purchase cruelty-free only. And again, gray area brands, I kind of do a case-by-case basis how I feel comfortable. I'm still kind of feeling out, now that I have most of the information about Charlotte Tilbury, how I feel about them as a brand. So I did buy some of these products. I broke one a little bit while I was hauling it, and I don't like returning things if I can help it, just because I don't know what happens after you return something. I am going to use these products, but I wanted to give that little disclaimer out there so you were aware. Okay, so I only have, I think, one product that I have 2 of, so I'll only be able to use one of them, and that is foundation. So I asked during my haul video which foundation people would prefer a first impressions on. I have the KVB Good Apple foundation, and then also the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop foundation. This one won. I had a lot more requests for this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the Fenty Beauty one today. I'm very excited about both of them, but I'm particularly excited about the Fenty one because I'm definitely more into lighter coverage, more dewy foundations nowadays. I will, I think, go ahead and use, I have a couple items that I haven't used on camera yet. They won't be first impressions, but the Auric Beauty highlighter, Glow Lust highlighter, I haven't used on camera yet, so I'll go ahead and bring that out. Let me go ahead and prime my eyes. This is something that's not new. It's just my Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. I went ahead and zoomed you in since we're starting on eyes. The eyeshadow palette that's brand new to my collection that I picked up recently is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. It's not a brand new palette to the beauty world, but it's a brand new palette to me. And I've been wanting this for so long. Oof. The shade that I was most drawn to in this palette is this light pink shade up here, the shade Cosmic. I haven't swatched anything in here yet. Let me swatch some of these next to each other. Ooh, that is really pretty. I really like this matte shade. Ooh, okay, those are really pretty together. Let me also swatch Libra, which is this light purple color. Okay, I also want to swatch this purple ultraviolet. Ooh, that's a cool color. It's lighter than I was expecting, which is kind of nice. Okay, so these are some of the colors that I am swatching that I might want to use. So these 2 shades and these 2 shades are the ones that I've swatched so far that I think I'm leaning towards trying out. I think I'm going to start out with Libra, which is this dusty purple color. And I'm gonna build that into my crease. I'm gonna go in with one of my Kaleidos Cosmetics brushes. This is their fluffiest blending brush. I think that's gonna do it for Libra, that light purple shade. It looks fine, easy to blend. I think next I'm gonna go in with Off Balance. Here, that's a better kind of view of that. It's a little more dusty rose than Libra is, and I'm gonna just kind of build that a little bit more in the outer corner. It'll tone down the kind of bright purple a little bit. That's pretty, okay. And then I think I'm gonna just take my finger into Cosmic, the light pink shade, and I'm gonna put that all over the eye. And I'm gonna go back in with my little brush back into Off Balance and just kind of reestablish some of those matte lines. Okay, and then I think what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of Ultraviolet, which is this purpley color right here, this ultraviolet color, and I'm going to take that on my finger and I'm just going to kind of put some of that on the outer part of my eye just to kind of add a little bit of dimension. So here's that purple color. Yeah, just like that. So we have a little bit of purple. That's it for the eyeshadow. I think it looks pretty. The matte shades blended pretty good. The shimmer shades are okay. I like the ultraviolet color. I think that's really a cool shade. The Cosmic didn't show up quite like I wanted it to. It might show up different though with a brush, and especially like a wet brush. It might have a little bit more wabam. I mean, it's okay with a finger, but it might give a different effect with a wet brush. So keeping that in mind. I don't know how well this next part is gonna go because it's a new eyeliner, and not only is it a new eyeliner, but it's a different type of eyeliner that I'm used to using. So this is the Bite Beauty Upswing Extreme Longwear Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Solid Black. I don't actually know if they have multiple shades, but here it is. I usually use felt tip liners, so liners like this, which this one is not like that at all. It is one of the ones that you pull out and you have the little brush covered in product. So I don't know how well this is gonna go. I don't know. And I don't know how well I'll be able to catch it on camera, but we will see. Oh boy, let me pull my mirror in real close and let's hope we get some of this on camera. Okay, first side, I definitely feel like I needed more product on here, so maybe it's just because it's the first time I'm using it. I definitely had to go over some of it a little more. I do think I got a decent line, a decent wing with this eyeliner, so that's good. Let me see about the second side. My harder one to do. Okay, oof. I definitely got more product on this side, which is good. That means I can get more product on the little brush tip, but that did make it a little more difficult. Okay, I think I'm gonna call that good before I just royally mess it up. Wait, I feel like I messed up the right side. Hold on. Oh, what have I done? What is happening over there? No, oh my god, what? I think it's getting on my eyelashes. I think it's just the way that I'm applying it. Can I fix this? I don't know. Oh my goodness, what is going on? I don't like what I've done there. Now I need to replicate something similar on the other side. This is, for the most part, user error. I just don't know how to use these. Okay, well, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and stop while they look uneven but decent. She says as she goes in to fix something. Stop, just stop, just stop. We're gonna move on to the face. So we are using the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop foundation. It is pretty new to the scene. I have mine in the shade 3. And I'm very excited. I did swatch it on the back of my hand when I first got my box, and it seemed like it was gonna be a really good shade match for me, so here's to hoping. I think I'm just gonna use my IT Cosmetics foundation brush. It's one of their celebration brushes. It is, I mean, it doesn't look like it's in the shape of a star, but there, it is in the shape of a star. This is one of my favorite brushes, and I definitely don't think that I'd want to use a sponge with this because it's already a very liquidy foundation. I feel like a sponge would just suck up a lot of that foundation. Let's see what my skin looks like after this has been applied. You can see I do have some spots. My skin's looking okay, but we do have some redness. We do have some mild spots that could be covered. We'll start with that and see where that takes us. Yeah, looks like a pretty good shade match. I might have put too much on the back of my hand. Okay, so here is the side that I have applied the foundation on, and here's the side I haven't. I definitely notice a difference from like further away. I really like the way that it looks. If I get up closer, I don't know how well you'll be able to see on my forehead over here. It does look a little bit weird, like you can definitely see it on my skin, but so far, I mean, so far it looks good. Let me finish applying on the other side of my face. Okay, so I've used up pretty much all of the foundation. There's just like a tiny bit left that I didn't use up, but all of that did cover my whole face and my neck. So that's pretty good. It is sinking into the lines on my forehead a little bit, but that doesn't really surprise me because it's a more liquidy coverage, dewier foundation. It definitely looks decently dewy on my skin, which I really like. The coverage is pretty nice. It's not super full coverage, but I can see it on my skin. I think I was expecting to not be able to see it as much as I am on my skin. Keep in mind that I do have a little bit more oily of a skin type, definitely not dry. So far, I like it. We'll see how it wears throughout the day. If it wore like this all day, I think I'd be very happy with it. I'm a little worried that it'll start to look splotchy or wear weird as the day goes on, but we'll see. I will have to set this, or at least the forehead I'll have to set, because again, I've got these lines up here that it's settling into. But before we do that, I do want to use the new concealer I have. This one right here. This is the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer in the shade 130N. I've been wanting to try this for a very long time. I think this shade is a little tiny bit light, but for concealer, we'll make it work. Okay, so we are gonna add a little bit of concealer right to that. Ooh, a little bit light. We're just gonna add the 3 little dots on each side and see how far that takes us. It might have been a little too much. I guess we'll see. And because I'm using the Rare Beauty concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Rare Beauty concealer brush. This is one of my favorite brushes, so let's see. Actually, I just remembered that I had wet my beauty blender, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my beauty blender on the other side just to see which way I like applying this concealer better. With different concealers, I like applying them with a brush or a sponge, depending. This definitely blended it out faster, but I think that it sucked up some of the concealer. So let me put a little bit more concealer down here. That way it matches the other side a little bit more. Okay, so let me get a little closer. So this side over here, I used the sponge. This side over here, I used the brush. I think although the sponge sucked up some of the product, I kind of think I mean, okay, first of all, I'm definitely getting some creasing immediately under the eyes. I don't know if you can see that. It's pooling up in my eye wrinkles. Absolutely gonna have to set this, but it looks a little drier on the brush side than it does on the sponge side. As of right now, this definitely isn't my favorite concealer, but we'll see how it wears throughout the day and how it looks after I've set it. It might, you know, transform quite a bit, and as it settles into the skin again, it might kind of just look better. The foundation's definitely, you know, settling into these lines up here, so I'll definitely need to smooth that out. The next product is one of the Charlotte Tilbury products that I picked up. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in the shade One Fair. This is what it looks like. I've heard really great things about this, which is why I wanted to pick it up. I'm kind of hoping I don't fall in love with it because, again, I'm not totally sure how comfortable I feel with their level of cruelty-free status right now, so we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and use this ColourPop. This is, I think, just a powder brush, and we're gonna go ahead and dip into the product, apply it. Ooh. It's looking a little bit dry. It definitely mattified my forehead quite a bit, and I don't love that. I don't love that. Okay, I'm gonna not do it on the rest of my face, except for, again, under my eyes, because I do need to set under my eyes or else they're gonna crease all day long. For under my eyes, I have this little Flower Beauty brush, so we're just gonna pick up some of this. So under the eyes, the powder actually looks pretty good. I don't mind that it mattified a little bit. Again, I don't love that it mattified my forehead so much. Airbrush Flawless Finish Micro Powder. I don't know why I thought this was gonna be a little more dewy and not so like setting and mattifying, but that's what we're working with right now. Let me go ahead and finish up my under eyes. I think I'm gonna go in with Off Balance, this shade right here, and just blend that onto the lower lash line real fast. Just like that. And let me move on to cheeks real fast. And this is another new product I have. This is a product by Lila B. This is their Bronzed Beauty Bronzer Duo. In case you missed my haul video, I mentioned how heavy this thing is. It feels like holding a giant rock. The way it opens is sideways, so that's very fancy. Here is the product on the inside. We have this duo bronzer. I think I'll just mix the two together and see what we get on the cheeks. This is the bronzer brush I've been using. This is the Morphe E3 brush. You can see I've had this for quite a while. And I'm just gonna dip this in. We'll start a little light just to kind of get a feel for it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty. Let me not get too carried away. All right, I am very pleased with that, which is very good because this was very expensive. I really like this so far. I think it's really pretty. It blended really easily. It looks really, really good on the skin. Very, very happy with this product. I feel like I do need a little bit of blush, but I don't know what. Ooh, actually, I haven't used this on camera yet. This is one of the Jaclyn Hill bronzer blush duos, and I think the blush shade in here, Lilac Love, would actually match this eyeshadow quite a bit. I have used this, but I haven't used it on camera yet, so why not? This is a very, very light shade, so it definitely takes a little bit of building up, but I don't want too much anyways, so that's okay. I'll also take a little bit on the tip of my nose. And let's move on to highlighter. I am going to use the Auric Glow Lust highlighter. This is in the shade Morganite. Yeah, Morganite. And I've been using this a ton, so this is, again, not a first impression. But, again, I haven't used this on camera yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit on the tip of my finger, and I'm just going to blend this onto my cheekbones. take a little tiny bit on the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. So I did that, but I'm also going to take, first of all, just in case you're curious, this is what it looks like. Very, very glowy, very pretty. But I'm also gonna use another one of the Jocelyn Hill products. This is one of her mini highlighters in the shade Iced. This is what the inside looks like. And I am going to pop this on top of Glow Lust. This is the ColourPop F5 brush. Then I'm gonna take this small Kaleidos brush and I'm gonna pick up more of this highlighter and pop it on my brow bone, on my tip of my nose. You can see we get quite a highlight there. And Cupid's bow. And then what I have been doing a lot is the final Jocelyn Hill product that we'll be using today is one of her loose highlighters, and this is in the shade Extra. And this is what the inside looks like. What sold me on this product when I heard her talking about it is she said that she uses this in her inner corner. So that's what I've been doing all the time. So I just take this small brush, pick up some of it, and pop it in my inner corner, and I think it's just so pretty. Okay. Just like that. Okay, so what do I have left? I have brows, mascara, and lips. So let's do the brows next. So this is the other Charlotte Tilbury product that I bought. This is the Brow Cheat Micro Precision Brow Pencil in the shade Blonde, I think. Light blonde. The reason I bought this, well, several reasons. Had a lot of really good reviews. Also, the brow side of this is replaceable, so once you use it up, you can just buy the brow side and pop it into this applicator, so you don't have to rebuy the whole thing, is what I was thinking. It does come with a little spoolie side, so we'll go ahead and brush my sparse little hairs up to where I want them. In case you're curious, this is what it looks like right here. Wow, okay. I actually really like that a lot. Okay, well, at least she didn't fail on both accounts. Well, not that she failed, I just don't think I have a total preference for that. Well, I guess my forehead's not looking too bad, but okay, let's finish up this other eyebrow. It's definitely like it leans a little bit warm, not too bad, but like a hair warm. But I think it looks really good. I'm pretty pleased with this so far. I like the application. I like the control that I have. I like how they look. We'll see how long they last. A lot of times this half of the brow right here, because it's primarily just product and no hair, will rub off throughout the day or just kind of fade throughout the day. So we'll see. I will do my best to do check-ins throughout the day. It is kind of late right now. It's already 1 o'clock, but I think I'll be wearing this for probably about 8 hours, and we'll see how everything looks. So what do I have left? Oh, I just have lips and mascara. So let me throw on a mascara real fast. I'm currently using the Ilia mascara in the Limitless Lash Mascara. I don't think I've used this on camera either though, so here we go. This one's kind of fun because it's got like a regular brush side, as you can see on this side, and then it's also got these more spiky hard side, and usually I alternate between the two. So let me go ahead and throw this on real fast. Oh, I can feel that the eyeliner got onto part of my lashes over here, and they're like kind of stiff, which is unfortunate. I like it. It's not my absolute favorite high-end mascara. My favorite is the Marc Jacobs one, which I just bought, but I do like this mascara. Okay. Mascara is done. Oh boy. Okay, so I have 2 lip products. The one is a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. Let me actually swatch this. I think it's gonna be a little too berry for this look, but the other lip product I have is a lip gloss. I should have taken that into account because it's a warm brown color, which definitely won't go with this purple. So let's see. That actually might work. That might work. And then the lip gloss I got is from Tower 28 in the shade Cashew. This, I mean, yeah, I feel like the lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury will look a little bit better than the warm nude lip gloss, which is kind of unfortunate because I really wanted to try the Tower 28 but that's okay. Okay, so let's, oh, actually I have a lip liner too to go with this. So I got this little duo Pillow Talk lip kit in the shade medium, and it came with a little lip liner and a lipstick. I don't think I've ever tried a Charlotte Tilbury lip liner, so let me give it a go. I don't know if it's just because I had lip balm on, but this is really smooth. I actually really like this. Okay, and let me put the lipstick on. Oh, wow. That's really pretty. Okay, that looks okay, I think. Maybe I'll just add a teeny tiny little bit of the lip gloss, even though it like doesn't match at all. Right in the center. Ooh, pretty. Okay, so now that my skin has taken to the makeup, or the makeup has taken to my skin for a little while, and I'm looking up close at it, I really, really like how everything looks. We're definitely starting out good. I do have a little bit of settling up here on my forehead lines, but that's not too bad. And that could be the powder, it could be the foundation. Maybe this foundation would work better with a different setting powder. So let me go through all of the things. Eyeshadow palette. It's hard to tell yet because I've only used a handful of the shades in here, and there's just so many beautiful shades to use in here. So far, the mattes blended really good. They're very pretty. The shimmers are very pretty. So far, so good, but I'll have a better review of that at some other point. The eyeliner, as of right now, not super impressed, but I think that this will just take some getting used to, because again, I don't usually use this type of eyeliner. It's definitely very pigmented as long as you get enough on the little brush in here. I mean, the eyeliner doesn't look too bad. I struggled a little bit with getting a good wing. I feel like it's kind of hard to do that with these, as opposed to a brush tip applicator where the amount of product kind of stays the same as you use it, unlike a brush like this. So we'll see. I'll definitely give this a lot more tries, a little bit more focus, and see if I can get it to work for me. Next, the Fenty Beauty foundation. So far, I think that this is so pretty. It definitely offers a decent amount of coverage. If you don't set it, it definitely is a little bit glowy. Trying to feel around the places where I didn't put other products. It's not like super tacky. I can kind of feel it a little bit if I touch my face, but you know, you're not supposed to touch your face. So I think it offers a fair amount of coverage, but it's not super heavy or cakey. It looks better now than it did when I first applied it. So we'll see how it wears throughout the day. Again, I usually have oily-ish skin. We'll see. Next, we have the concealer. So when I first applied it, I definitely was not too thrilled. Now that it's sank into my skin a bit more, it definitely looks a lot better. And that now that it's been set, I don't see really any just like a tiny bit of creasing under the eyes that it's settled into, but that's very normal because I have got quite a creasy under eye right here. So it's definitely not nearly as bad as a lot of times it gets. That could be the concealer, it could be the setting powder that I used to set it with, but the concealer looks good now. So I'll definitely give this more of a try. Still, I would say, as of this moment, not my absolute favorite concealer, but I have high hopes for it if I use it more. This, I'm a little disappointed in. This that I'm referring to is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. I think that this was all the rage back when more full coverage, more matte foundations were all the craze, which isn't so much the trend now, and also not my preference now. My forehead is still looking pretty matte, which again, it's not a bad thing, it's just not my total preference right now. If I'm feeling particularly oily, maybe this would be a good thing to reach for like halfway through the day. Or if I'm looking for a very matte full coverage situation, this would be a good thing to reach for. And it might actually be a really good setting powder for under the eyes, because I crease under the eyes and right here tends to wear off pretty quickly throughout the day for me. So we'll see. I'll definitely give this a lot more playtime and testing, and we'll see if my opinion on it changes. Probably one of my favorite products of the day, which I'm very happy with, is the Lila Bee bronzer. I think that this looks so pretty, which is good because this bad boy I think was the most expensive thing. I mean, maybe. It was probably up there with these two products, but the eyeshadow palette was on sale. Anyways, I think that this was very expensive. Lila B products are in general expensive, so I'm really happy to see it work out. We'll see how it wears throughout. God, I just can't stop looking at it. I have a hard time finding a bronzer that I really like for myself, and I think that this is gorgeous, so very happy with this. Next, we have the brow product. So far, I think my brows are looking good. So I'm pretty pleased with this, which is kind of a bummer because Charlotte Tilbury, could you just, you know, we'll see how that all plays out. And then the lip products from Charlotte Tilbury. I think that this is such a pretty lip combo. It's lighter than I was expecting, which is good. I was worried it was gonna be a little too dark. I think it's such a pretty color. I really like that. I really like the lip liner. I have trouble with lip liners. They always seem to be really dry and like skip as I put them on, but this was super easy to use. And the lipstick, very pretty. I'm really bummed that I broke it. I mean, you can't tell too much, but I did knock it out of the tube. Oh, it looks like I put it back pretty well, so hopefully it stays. And then I think finally, the lip gloss. I mean, I can't really give you too much of an opinion on this because I just dabbed it a little bit in the center of the lip, and I mean, I think it looks pretty. So far so good, I guess. I've heard great things about this, so I'm really excited to get more use. It doesn't really smell like much. I mean, it does smell. It smells lightly sweet, but not sickly sweet, which is kind of nice. There's my kind of first impression reviews. I keep also looking at my highlighter in the viewfinder, which again, if you missed it, just as a reminder, it's the Auric Morganite Glow Lust and also the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter in Iced. It was a combination of the both of these. Quick check-in before I leave the house. It's been about 3 hours since a little over 3 hours since I applied everything. I'm gonna be out of the house for the majority of the evening, so I just wanted to do a quick check-in. Bronzer's still in place. Foundation and concealer are still looking pretty good. Eyeshadow and eyeliner are still in place. Brows are looking okay. This is getting a little faded over here, but not too bad. Lips are gone because I removed them because I was eating earlier. Everything's looking pretty good. Let's get a close-up. The forehead, not too bad at all. All right, I've had this makeup on for 8 hours now. I have been rubbing my face, leaning up against my hand, so I've definitely worn this makeup quite a bit. As a final verdict, I mean, the bronzer still looks good. I mean, the highlight still looks good, even though we're not really judging the highlight today. Brows actually look pretty good. I'm surprised. I've never had a pencil brow product stay the way that this one is staying, but I'm pretty impressed with that. The foundation, kind of the biggest factor, is looking pretty good. Like I said, I've been kind of rubbing on my chin area quite a bit, so it's rubbed off a little bit, but it really looks pretty good. The concealer looks like it stayed pretty much in place. There's nothing that I'm really upset about. That's really good. I don't have anything that I'm like immediately upset about or disappointed in. Again, this is a first impression, so I'll be wearing this makeup more frequently and do an official review in a little while when I've gotten a lot more usage out of all of the makeup that we tried today. So don't count this as like an official review or a, yeah, you should go out and buy these products kind of situation. But so far, so good. I'm decently pleased with everything and excited to keep playing with everything to see how it works, especially the foundation, concealer. Really excited to keep using the bronzer because I really liked the way that that performed. And the eyeshadow too. I'm really looking forward to using that palette some more. So there you go. There's my last check-in of the day. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to not miss future content from me. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.